Hello, good morning. Welcome to the beginning of a new Masechta, Maseches Taanit, Daf Beis, number 2. It's an extraordinary opportunity for everyone to join Daf Yomi. I saw even they have signs here in Eretz Israel, maybe even America, that there goes there a tiny Sibur today. That you should start and you should say Slichos, and you should do a Tainus Dibur, Tainus Achila, Tikun Chatzos, uh, you know, Shlag Kaparos, all the things you have to do. Get Malchus. I think they do Malchus before Yom Kippur. Go to the mikvah. What else do you have to do? Sleep, blow the shofar. All the things, the fun things in Judaism you're supposed to do today because we're learning Maseches Taanit. And if you join Maseches Taanit and do all of those 7 things, and you sleep on the floor also, and you don't do the Chamisha Inuyim, then you will become part of Maseches Taanit. It'll relate to you. It'll become part and parcel of your being, your spiritual being, and you'll become a different Jew. You'll join Daf Yomi. They do really have something like a Kol Koreh proclamation that everyone should join for Maseches Taanit. I think this is sponsored by backers of the Daf Yomi. But listen, the Daf Yomi is taking over as the main shir of Klal Yisrael. Again, I'll repeat, all those people in yeshiva, drop out of yeshiva, get internet connection, get a smartphone, get on YouTube, and watch Bentzi Lang give Daf Yomi shir. It's the best shir out there for a number of reasons. Under a half an hour, lots of humor and fun, and the special in with Ben Sion, which we'll try to integrate more into the shir Maseches Taanit. Didn't have the time to prepare Maseches Rosh Hashanah appropriately, so there wasn't as much even with Ben Sion, but this is going to be better. And I'm telling you, we made a proclamation last time for Maseches Rosh Hashanah. If you do not learn Maseches Rosh Hashanah with my shir, even miss one shir, you will cease to become a Jew. You will no longer be Jewish. I have a new proclamation for Maseches Taanit. If you listen to my shir, this is the positive, no more negatives. If you listen to every single shir, every single word of Maseches Taanit, you will be zeicha, become the Gadol Hador, greater than Rav Chaim Kanievsky. Money back, guaranteed. I'll pay your internet bill. I'll pay your remote internet bill, whatever coverage you use in America, or your mobile network. I will pay for it out of my own pocket. I will pay you in monopoly money. No, listen, you can't get a better shir, and if you listen to my Kedushim, you really will become a big Talmud Chacham. You'll know a whole Masechta in 30 days, and you're going to listen to my Yom Ben Tzvi. You're going to become a funnier person, and you're going to become a smarter person, and a more lomdisha person. You can give more Kedushim. You're going to hear some great Kedushim. We have a great one for you today. We'll start it with the opening words of Maseches Taanit. Me'ei Masai, Mazkirin Gruas Geshamim, like it says in Brachos, Me'ei Masai. Some Rabbanim say, Me'ei Masi Koren Shema Ba'arvis. My fear I reach my Arvis. Again, Me'ei Maskirin Geshamim. With fear I say the word Mashiach HaRuach Morid HaGeshem. You don't want those rain. Oh, we're going to see. Rain is a good thing. When do you mention Gruas Geshamim? This is talking about saying Mashiach HaRuach Morid HaGeshem. When you start saying it. Lezer Omer Miyom Tov HaRishon Shalcha. He says you first start saying it on the Yom Tov Rishon Shalcha, the first day of Sukkot. Rabbi Yeshua Omer Miyom Tov Achon Shalcha. He says the last day of Sukkot. We're going to see, we pass on sort of like Rabbi Yeshua. Amar lo Rabbi Yeshua, ho ve'enag shamel al siman kolol b'chag, la'am maskir, right? It's a siman of curse that if rain falls on Sukkot, we saw Masechah Sukkot, the rain falls on your first day in your Sukkah, it's siman klala. So therefore you don't want to mention it because rain might fall on Sukkot, and siman klala. Amar lo Rabbi Lezer, afani la amarti lishal ela lahaskir. I never said to show. There's 2 things, right? And the same Talmud of Vracha, that's called Sheila, that's called we're asking for it. Birchas Hashanim is called asking for it. In Gruas Geshamim, the second Bracha, it's just masker, it's mentioning it. We're mentioning that it's a time appropriate for rain, we're not asking for it directly, so it's not as bad. Amar lo im kain la olam yehi maskir. Really shows us back to them. If it's not really important, it's not considered asking for it. So you should always be maskir. It's a good thing to have Geshalom. You should always be Maskir Geshalom the whole year. We'll see a retort to this by Rabbi Eliezer on Amud Beis. Ein Shalom Geshalom Ela Samach LaGeshalom. You don't ask for the Geshalom. It's talking about, right, when you say V'tein Helamat Livracha, it has to be Samach LaGeshalom, near when you want the rain to fall. In Eretz Yisrael, you start in Zayin Cheshvan. In Chutz La'aretz, the winter starts on December 4th, December 5th. I don't know how they got December 4th, December 5th. We'll get into that. Is my sister's birthday December 4th? So is there a connection? Probably not. But if there's anyone who can make a connection, it's me. So we'll think about it. Rabbi Yehuda Omer over l'fnei hateva v'yontav ha'achron shalcha shal achron maskir arishon eno maskir. Yehuda qualifies Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. He's explaining, I think, Rabbi Yehuda's opinion, not argue on him. He says, when do you start saying it on the last day of Sukkot? Really, Shmini Atzeres v'yontav ha'achron shal. When do you start saying it? Ha'achron maskir, I mean the person who's davening musaf, shliach sibur, or the silent Shmona Esrei, you start saying musaf. Rishon in a mosque, the one saying Shachris doesn't say Mashiach Baruch Mar Geshem. B'Yom Tov Rishon Shal Pesach, when you're coming to stop saying Mashiach Baruch Mar Geshem, and in Eretz Yisrael you say Moed Atal, that the Rishon Shal Pesach Harishon Maskir on the Shachris of the first day of Pesach, the first person does say Mashiach Baruch Mar Geshem. Ha'achron, person in davening Musaf, the Sarash Shmona Esrei also, you don't say Mashiach Baruch Mar Geshem. Where is our Mishnah coming from? And it says Me'emasai Maskir Geshem. Where does it say that you have to say it or mention Guros Geshem, mention request for rain? The Kasani Me'emasai, the Kanatani Me'emasai. Our Mishnah is asking Me'emasai, asking from when. It has to be coming from somewhere. Where it says Tana Hasan Kai, it's coming from over there. Raisa in Mesachas Brachos. This Tani Maskirin Guros Geshamim V'Tchias HaMesim. You start mentioning the rain or the powers of rain in Tchias HaMesim, the second bracha Shmona Esrei v'Sholem Birchas Hashanim. You start asking for rain in Birchas Hashanim. The Havdalah b'chonin Adas, and you say on Motzei Shabbos, you say Havdalah and Tefillah in the bracha of Chonin Adas, the fourth bracha. V'Kasani me'emasai maskir in Guras Hashem. When in the year do you start saying Guras Hashem? That's where our Mishnah is coming from. The Gemara asks for listening hostel. Why doesn't our Gemara qualify? Once we say that Bryce and Mezachas Brachos, why in the Gemara in Brachos ask immediately Me'emasai maskir Guras Hashem? Maishna the Shafke at Hacha. Why did it wait till Mezachas Taanit, which is many Mesachos later? Rather, we have to say our Mishnah is coming off of Mishnah Mesachas Rosh Hashanah, which is the previous Masech in the Daf Yomi cycle. It's not on Sukkot, we're judged on water. Once we learn that you're judged for the rainfall on Sukkot, we mention, when do we start mentioning Guros Geshamim on Sukkot itself? My Gevuros Geshamim. What does it say? Gevuros Geshamim. What's this lesson of the power of rain? Because rain falls with strength, the strength of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem does great things without understanding, without people being able to understand it. He does wonders without number. It says, what are those great things that Hashem does that you can't understand them? He sends rainwater. My mashma. So where we know from the Sukkim that it's a gvura, it's a strength. It just says gadol. It's a big thing. I don't say great. It's a strength. Amarav Rashela Asya Cheker Cheker from Brios Shalom. We learn a gzera shav of Cheker, the word Cheker, from the creation of the world. Ksiv Hacha Osek Glos and Cheker. It says here by rainfall. It says He makes great things. Adein Cheker. We can't realize how great it is. Ksiv Asam. By creation, Lo Yadata Lo Shamata Lo Kei Olam Hashem Borek So Sahara Hashem creates the world. Lo Yiyaf Lo Yiga. You won't become weary or tired. Ein Cheker Litzvunaso. There's no understanding His wisdom. When Hashem created the world, He prepared mountains with strength, and He became enrobed in strength. So you see, by creation of the world, it's strength, and therefore, we learn to Geshamim also that they go with strength. They're brought down with strength. We'll see exactly what that strength is. How do you know what it's talking about with davening? The Sanya, how do you know you say it in davening? The Sanya, la'av Hashem elokechem u'la'avdo b'chol levavchem. We say in Kriya Shema, you should love Hashem with all your heart. You should love Hashem, and you should serve Him with your whole heart. Ezi avodah shibalev. What's considered an avodah, worshiping Hashem that's in your life, in your heart? Have you omer zu tefillah? That's tefillah. It's davening. Shmon esrei v'chsiv b'asrei v'nasati mitar artzchem v'ito yor el malkosh. The next pasuk in Kriya Shema says that Hashem will rain down water in its proper time, Yorel Malkush, for the early rain and the late rain. I'm Rabbi Yochanan Gilmon Maftechos B'Yadosh HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shleim Surah B'Yad Shliach. 3 keys that Hashem has, 3 powers that Hashem has, and He never gave the power over to any human being. Ve'elohim Maftech Shel Geshamim. When it's going to rain, Maftech Shel Chaya, the power of childbirth. Maftech Shel Tchias HaMesim, and the power to revive, resuscitate the dead. How do you know that the key of rainfall Hashem never gave over? Hashem will open His great storehouse. It's Hashemayim the key to bring the rain in its right time. It says Elokim. Sounds like Hashem directly contributed to having Rachel conceive. Vayiftach es Rachma, and He opened her womb. Mafteach shel tchias hamesim, the key to reviving the dead. Minayin nechsiv yidachtav kinei Hashem b'fiski es kivroseichem. You'll know that Hashem when I open up your graves and I will revive the dead. Ma'arava Amri in Eretz Yisrael, he said, Af mafteach shel parnasa. 4th thing, Hashem never permanently gave over to people. He did give it over momentarily to Eliyahu Navi, but not permanently. Parnasa, d'chsiv, poteach es yadecha. Hashem opens His hands and maspia l'chol chai. Ratza, Rav Yochanan, my time will look chashav. Why do you say only 3? Why didn't you say parnasa? Am l'chol gesham hainu parnasa. Rain is parnasa. Now, Rabbi Yochanan said 3 things because he held gesham was parnasa. But according to the one who argued on Rabbi Yochanan, we said the Gemara says there's a 4th thing, parnasa. There's obviously a man the Gemara holds Gesham is different than Parnasa. I want to say a big yesod. This is the first Iyum Ben Sion for Maseches Taanit. Dun 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 dun. Here we go. This is the big one. I was just in America, and I'm telling you, the materialism there, the Gashmias is amazing. The food there, I love it. Great food. All my favorite foods there. Dr. Pepper, Entenmann's, if I could say that. OUD. They have good stuff there. Anyway. Dunkin' Donuts, Carvel, all the good stuff. Anyway, that's Gashmias, and Gashmias comes from the word Geshem, if you didn't know that. Geshem and Gashmias is the same word. When is the appropriate time for Gashmias? The appropriate time is during the winter. In the winter, we feel our bodies enjoy the materialism more. That's why the Gemara in Megillah says, we'll learn it next. Megillah says that Kadosh Baruch Hu and Esther come to Achashverosh, Chodesh Teves, dead winter, the middle of the winter. It's the time when the gufos are nenos, zumizu, their bodies enjoy each other more during the winter. It's time of Gashmi, it's time of materialism, the winter. We say Mashiv Aruach Mar Geshem. Everyone thinks Mashiv Aruach Mar Geshem means Hashem returns the wind and pours down the rain. I would say Mashiv Aruach, really, it means the opposite. Mashiv Aruach means He takes away the wind. Ruach is wind. It also comes to the word Ruchnius. The capital of Gashmis in the world is America. New York City, Nassau County, one of the wealthiest county in New York State, and one of the wealthiest counties in America, maybe in the world. Nassau County, I was there, Long Island, named after me, Long Island. That's the center of Gashmis in the world, and the center of Ruchnius, we know, spirituality is translated as Ruchnius, but it's more than that. Ruchnius is a lighter type of hana. It's a metaphysical type of hana, more dark type of hana. We have our guf and we have our nefesh. We have 2 things. That's ruchnius is the hana of the nefesh. That can be attained in its highest form in Eretz Yisrael. Mashiv ruach means turns away the wind. The ruach is during the summer. The summer is a time to experience the height of your spirituality, the height of your closest to your nefesh, and the heat. And the time for Ruchnius is during and Tal, which is similar to Geshem, dew, is something which is a form of Gashmias that is Ruchnius. It's really a medium between complete ruchnius and gashmius. It's a rain that's lighter than physical rain. It only comes down at night. It's not really apparent. It's something we sense. We don't really fully enjoy. Tal is the ruchnius dika form of geshem. So that's why in Eretz Yisrael, where it's the center of ruchnius, we say morid atal. In America, they don't say morid atal during the summer. Only Eretz Yisrael, where you can feel the ruchnius more permanently and more distinctly. That's why you say morid atal in Eretz Yisrael. Mashiv ruach, it turns away the wind, because during the winter there's no more ruchnius. It's gashmius. You move to America. That's why I said to my father, ideally, if I didn't have kids and a wife, I would live 6 months in America. I lived during the winter in America, and and Eretz Yisrael during the summer to experience the ruchnius in the summer, the gashmius in the winter. Anyway, that's what we're so to answer our question over here. Marava, that's the Gemara says. Marava Amri Af Mafteach Shel Parnas. Who is the man that Amri Cholik and Rabbi Yochanan? Marava in Eretz Yisrael. In Eretz Yisrael, the Eastern is a Parnasa, because only in Eretz Yisrael, Geshem, normally Parnasa is materialism. It's you're earning money, earning a Parnasa in order to sustain yourself. That's Gashmias. In Eretz Yisrael, you see people that live on Ruchnias. They really, Mahamish people. They have people learning Kol in America, but there's more materialism. They have big houses, they have fancy cars, they have nice food. In Israel, people live very posh. People that you can actually live on ruchnius in Eretz Yisrael, like Marava, Amri Af Parnasa. Parnasa, that could be, there's Geshamim. There's Geshamim, the Parnasa of Geshamim could be different than the Parnasa of ruchnius. In Eretz Yisrael, you can have a Parnasa of ruchnius, of spirituality. You can sustain yourself on spirituality. You can sustain yourself with very little materialism. People have a lot less materialism here, and you can have a good life. You can sustain yourself. Eretz Yisrael is built on ruchnius. It's easier to access the ruchnius here, and therefore you can have parnasa without ruchnius. And that's what marava amri af parnasa. Even that's the fourth thing. That's also in the hands of Kadosh Baruch Hu, but it exists only in Eretz Yisrael. And lastly, we'll end that's why there's a difference. You say December 4th. We'll get to December 4th, but you start asking for Geshem later in America, because that's really when the winter starts, December 4th, where you really feel it's freezing outside, and you go inside, it's so nice and warm inside in America. In Eretz Yisrael, in the winter, you're cold outside, and you go inside, you're even colder. In America, you go in, there's nice insulation, you become very warm, you go to the fireplace, you enjoy yourself, enjoy your body. Anyway, that's what I have to say to answer our question. That was the first Yom Ben Sion today. I hope you enjoyed it, because that was a wonderful Kiddush. I can hear that Kiddush anywhere else. All right, the Gemara continues. Relezer Omer Miyom Dorishon Shal Chag Ibailhu. Relezer Mehecha Gomerla. Relezer says that you start saying Maskirin. You start saying Mashi Baruch Omer Geshem. You start saying that the first day of Sukkot. Mehecha Gomerla. Where did he learn to say the first day of Sukkot? Lulav Gomerla. He learned it because it's comparable to Lulav. Omisakamayim Gomerla. Also on Sukkot, you also start doing the water libations. What's the nafkamina? Melulav Gomerla, Ma'lulav, Biyom Afaskar Bayom. According to Belezer, you have to start saying Mashiach Geshem during Shachris of the first day of Sukkot. Odilma Minisa Kamayim Gomerla. Or did you learn from the water libations? Manisa Kamayim Ba'orsa. Technically, you can do water libations at night. The Amramar Min Kasam Niskehem by flower offerings and wine libations that accompany a korban. Afil Balai, like Mer says elsewhere. You can even do it at night. So therefore, technically, you do Nisa Kamayim at night. So therefore, you should start even Ma'ariv the first night of Sukkot. Afaz Morsa. So therefore, you should say Mashiach Geshem even the first night of Sukkot. Tashma. What's the answer? The Amar Rabbi Abahu Lo Limdo Rabbi Lezer Elam Lulav. He learned from Lulav. Therefore, you only start saying it during Shachar. Because the Amri Rabbi Abahu Gemara Gomerla. Alternatively, he had a tradition that we learned from Lulav. Because the Amri Mastis Shmiele. Alternatively, people say that he learned it from an actual Mishnah that is comparable to Lulav. Maihi. What's the Mishnah? What's the Brisa? The Sani Me'emasam Askirin Al Sham. When do you start? May say Mashiach Geshem. Relezer Omer Mishas Tilas Lulav. Time you take Lulav, you see he compares to Lulav. Therefore, you start saying it Shachas. Rabbi Yeshua Omer Mishas Hanachaso. Yeshua argues and says when you put it down, after you put down the Lulav, the last day of Sukkot, then already on Shmini Atzeres, you start saying Mashiach Geshem. Relezer Hovil of Arbas Amina Halalo Ein Boin El Ratzos Alamayim. Since the $4 minim are only there in order to appease, right? In order that we should have good rainfall. Also, dal minim, they grow. There are plants that grow based on water. Halalu Ev Sharbahem Lomayim, Kaki Ev Sharla Olam below Mayim. So too, the water is impossible to go on without water, so we have to start saying it from the first day when you're chayiv in Natilas Lulav and Dalaminu. Amar Yeshua, it's a bad thing to mention Geshamim during Sukkot because the klal if the rain falls. Amar Lezer, Afni Lamar Delishal Alahask. I didn't say that you should be shoel in the bracha brachas Hashem. You should ask for it. Rather, you should mention the power of Gruas Geshamim. Just like Tchias HaMesim, the second bracha of Shemona Esrei talks about Tchias HaMesim, revival of the dead. You say it in Shemona Esrei the whole year, and really it only applies when it happened and when it's going to happen. Therefore, technically, you could even say Gruas Geshamim the whole year. But there's only a mitzvah to say it, only a chiyuv to say it on Sukkot during the winter. So he answered really the question that Rabbi Yeshua asked from the Mishnah. Really, he's answering technically you could say it the whole year. He wants to say it the whole year. I could say it. Rabbi Omer, here's a third sheet. Omer ani shmishasha mafsik l'sheila kach mafsik la'askara. Not a third sheet. The Rabbi says the time you stop saying the sheila, when you stop asking for rain, on Pesach also you stop saying he gives different a third opinion. He says you start saying Masha Rachman Geshem on the second day of Sukkot. Rabbi Kiva Omer Shishi B'chag. He says the sixth day of Sukkot. Umaskir. Rehudo Mishum Mishua Omer Ha'over L'nei Ateva B'Yom Rishon Achron Shalchag Achron Maskir Ha'Rishon and the Maskir. He qualifies Rabbi Yeshua. He says when he says you start saying Shmini Atzeres, that's only in Musaf, not in Shachris. B'Yom Rishon Shal Pesach Ha'Rishon Maskir Achron and Maskir. You stop saying it on Pesach. So in Shachris you do say Masha Rachman Geshem on the first day of Pesach, but in Musaf you don't say it. Shaper Karmeli Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yeshua. So the Gemara says Rabbi Elazar said that Rabbi Yeshua very good. He made a comparison to Tchias HaMesim. Amar L'cha Rabbi Yeshua Bishlam Tchias HaMesim. You can say it the whole year. The Chol Yama Zmaniyu. It really technically could happen Tchias HaMesim any day of the year. Ela Kisham Kol Emas De Askans Benayihi. Is it Kishamim? Anytime they happen, is it really it's time for it to happen? If after Nisan is over, already hit ER and rain is still falling in Eretz Yisrael, it's a simon kolayim. Shneimar halok tzir chitim hayom. It's a time for harvesting your wheat crop, not for rain to fall. So it's a bad thing. So it's not a time during the summer months for rain to fall. He starts saying it on the second day. My time with the Rabbi Yehuda Mesera, the Sanya. Yehuda Mesera Omer Nemar b'Sheni v'Niskeim Nemar b'Shishi v'Nisachav Nemar b'Shvi kimishpatam. When it talks about the karbonos of Sukkot, it says extra letters, extra mem on the second day of Sukkot, an extra yud. It says v'niska by all the other ones. Nun samech chaf hey. It adds an extra mem on the second day, an extra yud on the sixth day. Whenever b'shvik mishpatim, an extra mem, hare mem yud mem. You have three extra letters, which spell hare kan mayim. You have an allusion to water. Mikan Rem is a Nisach in Torah. It says the word, it alludes to the word water. Therefore, it shows you have to do Nisach Hamayim in Torah. Ma'ishtam b'sheni denaka. Why did he say you have to start saying the second day? It's alluded to. The beginning of the allusion starts on the second day. And that's why you start saying on the second day. He says you start saying on the sixth day of Sukkot. It says v'nisacheh, plural. Normally it says v'nisacheh, plural. So why two libations for one korban? On one time in Shal Shachar. By Sheni, when it says v'niskayim, that's talking about two korbanos. It could refer to the wine libation of the Talmud Shal Shachar and Talmud Shal Ben Arbayim, not a water libation. But it says v'nisacheh, it's talking about one korban, and it's plural. Two nisuchim, so one is talking about Nisach Hamayim, one is talking about Nisach Hayayim. Therefore, the real allusion, according to Rabbi Akiva, to Nisach Hamayim is the sixth day. Ematar Vayu the Chamra. And maybe both of them, maybe the Torah is telling you that on Sukkot you should have, for one korban, you should have an extra libation of wine, two libations of wine, not the second one of water. He holds partially the Yehuda Mesera that really, in truth, really it could refer, Niskayim could refer to wine libation of Talmud Shachar and Talmud Shalom. But it is strange that it changes from the word Meniska. It always says. Therefore, there's a partial allusion to water. Amar Ramizi Maya, that water is alluded to. So the Gemara asks on top of Gimel Al, we start by looking at Rabbi Yehuda Meseira, name Kavasa, say like him, let's start from the second day. Like we explained, really the real illusion is Viniskeha, so there's two illusions, two Nisuchim, Nisuch Hamayim, Nisuch Hayayin. And to answer why there's, maybe it's really two Nisuchim Shal Yayin, then he relies partially on the remez of Rehuda Meseira, that it's Mayim, Mem Yud Mem, but really the Iker Limud is from the sixth day. That's why he starts saying Masha Rachman Geshem on the sixth day, according to Rabbi Akiva. That's the end of today's shir. Remember, if you listen to everyday's shir for Mesechas Taanit, you'll become the Gadol Ador. You will know all my Chidushim and you become the Gadol Ador. Check it out. Do it. See you tomorrow. Bye.